Hello and welcome to the next episode of this tutorial series, and for this episode I actually asked some pro players for general gameplay tips, and here they are. So if you have a tank and a scout at the very beginning of the game and send them in, the scout will normally arrive at the target position first and will probably get killed because there's already a lab or a tank standing there. So instead of just sending tank and scout in, assist the tank with the scout and just send the tank in. This will cause the scout to follow the tank, but not arrive at the target location before the tank, and the scout will probably survive through this. The next thing is you can fly under Tech 3 and also Tech 2 shields, but it's more difficult with Tech 2 with gunships. So that means if you just click on a shield, it will fly through the shield and then directly attack the shield generator and not the actual shield. And it's a pretty easy way to take out shields. The next thing is that you can upgrade a TML on your commander, and that TML has the advantage that if you fire something, the TML will fly higher than a normal TML. And if there is a TMD somewhere on the way, the TML is too high for the TMD, so it will fire on it but it will not hit. And you can attack things behind the TMD, so if your enemy has a front base with TMD, you can actually fire over that front base and kill mass extractors in the enemy base. Moving on to the fourth tip is that you can attack mass, so wrecks and stones have only a certain amount of HP. And if you attack it with artillery or with bombers or with whatever, you can actually kill the wrecks and prevent them from being destroyed. That's also quite effective if you do that with tactical missiles and you do that against experimental wrecks. You can really deny much mass with that. Next cool thing is that you can block nukes with the UEF satellite. If you're able to move your satellite exactly over the nuke launcher. That is pretty difficult, but it is possible. And the cool thing about this is that you can do that your satellite is not even killed because the satellite is invulnerable and you just defended a nuke. It's pretty cool stuff in my opinion. So another thing that was not mentioned in the guide tutorial about transports and ghetto gunship is that if you have units in your transports and there is a flag or a SAM that deals AoE damage, the unit actually gets shot in the transport. So as you can see, the transport is still alive, but all the McMarines, for example, have died. So if you do ghetto gunships, you should always be aware that flag will easily kill your ghetto gunships, and basically they are totally useless against Tech 2 flag. What is a bit sad is that the Continental, it has basically shield, but for some reason the shield does not block the shots, so the McMarines still get killed. However, the transport is still alive, so that's not that cool. Maybe this bug will be fixed at some point, but it's not fixed yet. As the next tip, I have something very cool for you, because if you have a chicken bot in your base and the chicken bot dies, you get some kind of energy signature, whatever, that deals a horrible amount of damage. And if the chicken bot dies in your base, you're basically dead, even if the chicken bot itself did not deal any serious damage. There is a cool thing to counter it, so if you reclaim a chicken bot while it is killed, and if you still reclaim it in the moment that it is killed, then the chicken bot will just stand there and will actually leave no energy signature. So if you have a Tech 1 engine somewhere next to the chicken and the chicken cannot fire, just target the chicken and reclaim the chicken, and you won't have an energy signature in your base. Last but not least is moving backwards. You can basically move every unit backwards, air unit or land unit, if you just press move just behind it. So really only so much behind it that it would turn around. If you would let the unit, you see I can move backwards. This basically works with much units, but of course there is no point in doing so with most of the units. But for example, the Megalith can only shoot straight forward. So it's actually a very cool thing if you're able to move backwards and shoot at the same time. Something that some player thought is actually not possible, but it is possible as you see. It also works pretty well with Fat Boy, but as the Fat Boy can shoot all directions, it's not that important with Fat Boy. Also the Megalith is quite slow, so finally the Megalith will be able, GC will be able to catch up with the Megalith, but only after you have dealt a serious amount of damage already. And also if you microsist GC not very well, it's quite cool, then you sometimes can kill a GC with a Megalith without even losing HP. So if you do that with your Megalith, it's actually worth it. So many players think the Megalith is shit because you can't kite with it. You can kite with it, you just have to move backwards.